Hi, Lexi lovers. Oh, okay, ruin the fucking whole thing.
Please. I know I smell, but it's okay.
Hi, Lexi lovers, and welcome back to another video. I'm Tim.
And I am Damien.
So today, I thought we would take a look at stative versus dynamic verbs. And it might be something you've never heard of before. To be honest, I didn't even know they existed in English before I became a teacher.
Me neither.
So we're going to go through stative and dynamic verbs and tell you why it's important that you know them and when to use them.
We just wanted to let you know that Lexi is an English channel which throws away the textbook and uses pop culture to learn English.
And we also offer classes online, so if you'd like to learn English with us, please go to lexionglish.com and sign up today.
Now, Tim, please, I'm actually looking forward to this lesson because this isn't a subject that I've taught a lot in my own English teaching. So tell me, Tim, what is a stative verb?
Well, before we get that, we need to play a game, Damien.
Oh,
so we are going to play Simon Says. All right, you know how to play?
Well, I do because I play it almost every day with my students.
Okay, so you can play along as well. Let's do it. Simon says, touch your nose. Now, Simon says, pat your head. Simon says, laugh. Simon says, cry. Touch your ear. Oh,
you almost got me.
Now, Simon says, need. All right, I've got another one. Simon says, belong. Simon says, no. Okay, we'll leave it there. So did you notice the last three verbs, it was almost impossible to do an action for? Well, that's because they're stative verbs. So we have two groups of verbs. We've got dynamic, and they're all verbs that have some kind of action. We saw touching your nose, patting your head, running, jumping, and most of the verbs are dynamic. But then we have these stative verbs, and they have nothing to do with action. They're more of a state of mind or maybe an emotion or a feeling. So if you need something, it's coming in from here, or maybe physically, but it's coming from the inside out.
And it's not something you can turn off and on.
Exactly. So why does this matter to you if you wanted to learn English? Well, with stative verbs, we can't use them with ing. So we can't use them in present continuous, in past continuous. We can't use them in present perfect continuous if you've got that far. For example, you can't say, I'm needing an ice cream or I'm needing a shower. You always say, I need a shower, even if you need the shower right in that moment. And that's because need is a stative verb.
Okay. I think I'm getting this a little bit now.
Okay, good. To help you get your head around stative verbs, there is a list that you could study, but once you start practicing, you start to get a feeling for them. And there's four main categories. So there are thinking and opinions. We've got emotions and feelings. And I hope Damien is putting this up on the screen. We've got being and having, and we have the senses. So, Damien, you're going to be my guinea pig. I have some stative verbs here. Can you tell me what category they belong in? For example, love. What do you think love is? Is it thinking and opinions, emotions and feelings, being and having, and the senses?
Well, actually, I think this could go into two categories. We could put it into thinking and opinions. So I love that TV show. Or it could be an emotion. I love my family.
Exactly. We've got this love, or we've got an opinion, something that you like very much. Being and having, well, actually, no, I should skip that. What about own, Damien? The verb own. What category would you put that in?
Now, I would put own into the being and having category. If you own something, you have something.
It's your property, or maybe not even your... it's your property. You've got ownership of it. What about saying, for example, I believe that there should be free university for everybody.
So in that example, I would put it into thinking and opinions.
And then another one, we have maybe taste.
Taste. So I taste some licorice in this. Taste. The senses.
Of course. Now, that's great. You can learn a list of stative verbs. Of course, being English grammar, there are always exceptions to the rule, and this is where it gets interesting. You have verbs that are actually both. So we're going to take you through some examples of ones that can be both. So the first verb that can be both is the verb to be. Now, if I said to you, this child is bad, or this child is being bad, well, what's the difference, Damien?
Oh, well, I think this comes into the usage of present simple and present continuous. So if we use present simple, this is something that's always true. We see as a kind of universal truth. The boy is bad.
And that's a state of mind, where if he's being bad, which is a continuous tense, that means it is a dynamic verb.
It's an action. At this very moment, the child is maybe screaming or behaving badly.
He's behaving badly. Perfect. So another one we have is think. So I think smoking should be banned. We should quit. Everyone should quit smoking. Or I'm thinking I'm a smoker and I'm thinking of quitting.
So again, it's a similar situation. Something that is an opinion that you have always, or something that you're considering in this very moment.
That's exactly right. The thinking is a consideration. Even if you can't see the action, there's two things you are weighing up. Or you think is like saying, I believe. So that's another stative verb. The next one, we have taste first. Tasting. Well, I've got a little prop here. So Damien and I are, of course, Australian. And
yummy.
This is Vegemite, one of the most popular spread that you put on bread in Australia. Don't be fooled. It looks like Nutella. It certainly doesn't taste like Nutella. So, Damien, smell that.
Oh, it smells like breakfast time, really.
So, how would you describe to our viewers what Nutella tastes like? Nutella. How would you describe to our viewers what Vegemite tastes like?
Someone wants to be eating Nutella instead of Vegemite.
Yeah.
So Vegemite tastes very, very salty.
Exactly, and that's the state of Vegemite. That doesn't really change. But imagine, Damien, take a little bit.
Now, I wouldn't recommend this at home. Usually it should be on toast.
He's a pro. So Damien is tasting Vegemite. That is an action. So when you've got this ing, that's the action, of course. When you're talking about taste, you're also talking about smell. It smells funny. It smells good. Or I'm smelling the Vegemite. So the next one we have is have. And I've got a question for you, Damien. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Well, he knows the answer to this, but yes, I have 2 brothers.
Do you have any pets?
I used to have a pet.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Below the belt.
So that kind of have is a state of kind of ownership or things that belong to you.
It's not something I can start and stop doing.
No, exactly. And then we have the having. So for example, Damien's not having a baby. Damien isn't having a shower at the moment.
Oh, I'm having so much fun at this party.
So of course, you don't own the shower. You can't own the process of having a shower. You don't own the process of having a party. That is an action and they're set expression. So that's the difference between have and having, stative and dynamic. The next one, now this is a big one. This is a bit of a controversial one. Before, people used to say, if you said I'm loving something, incorrect. Well, the thing is, language is living and changing all the time. And now so many native speakers say this, it's become correct.
I'm loving the course.
Exactly. And you think of McDonald's, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Now, when we talk about love, and we also probably talk about love in the terms of your mum or your family members, and then you think about, I'm loving this Big Mac. They're not the same thing.
No. One's enjoyment, I'm loving the hamburger, and another is the emotion.
Exactly. And so that's the difference between love and loving. And the last one that we're going to look at is the verb see. And if I asked you, Damien, look out the window, what can you see?
And I can see a beautiful Barcelonan street.
There you go. So if you think about that, well, that's the sense of sight. That's just the things that are in your eyes. Now, that's the difference between seeing something or someone, for example. If you're seeing someone, you're dating them. And obviously that's more of an action and a dynamic verb. And sometimes we have this distinction between two verbs in English as well. And this trips up a lot of our students when you have the difference between hear and listen. Hear is a stative verb. I hear music. I hear a dog barking. But listening is actually a bit more active because you're paying attention. So you're saying, I'm listening to music. You can't say I'm hearing music. It just doesn't sound right. But an interesting distinction to make. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that made it a bit clearer, the difference between stative and dynamic verbs. I hope you learned something, Damien.
Well, I was going to say it definitely made it clearer for me. Thank you, Timmy.
And if you want to learn more from us, please click subscribe below. Give us a like. Maybe tell us what topic that you would like us to cover. And don't forget, you can sign up to our online classes at lexyenglish.com. So that's all from me, and I will see you next time.
What do you say, Simon?
Simon says...
Goodbye.